Hello, everyone. We want to take this opportunity to say thank you. As you grow at the Golden Boot, so do our needs, but we cannot do it without you. We ask that you continue to like our posts, share our content, and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, and other social media platforms. You may also visit thegoldenboot.com for the latest merch. If you would like to make a financial donation, you can do so through Cash App at #GoldenBoot or through PayPal at paypal.me/goldenboot. We look forward to bringing you more laughs, knowledge, and entertainment. And again, thank you for your endless support. Sincerely and respectfully, the Golden Boot team.
The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bear. Got Ant Petty Murphy in the building. What's good, Ant?
What's happening?
Hey, listen. I'll say this to start it off. If y'all haven't seen the last few episodes of HBCU Out, you might want to go check them out.
It's the heat.
Go learn you something. But shout out to everybody in the chats as always. We appreciate y'all coming through. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. Thank y'all. Do us a favor. Like, subscribe, share to your friends. Tyler Townsend, what's up, guys? What's good, Tyler, man? Normal guy in the building. Good friend Josh. Dave Irwin first on Facebook. They beat you to it on YouTube, but you first on Facebook. They say, remember when people used to do that? They still do it. We might not always say it, but they still do it. So, but man, Ant, let's go ahead and get started, man. It's a big weekend for the NFL, man. We find out who is going to the Super Bowl. We got the 49ers and the Eagles, and then we got the Bengals and the Chiefs.
And Burrowhead.
Yeah, Burrowhead. It's been a lot of comments being made and stuff. Jason Brumfield say Cincy versus Eagles. That's my pick for the Super Bowl. Cincy pulling it off. It's been a lot of comments. Willie Gay today made a statement. Said who is going to they asked him about offense. What impresses him about Cincinnati's offense?
And he said there's not much.
There's not much. Nothing.
Yeah.
Burrow gonna throw 500.
Yeah, like it going both ways.
Maybe not. He ain't gonna throw 5. I'm over
it goes like that, and then the Bengals, players calling it Burrowhead. You know what I'm saying? Like I know he's won there, but at the same time, like don't give him no bulletin board material, man.
Yeah. I think it's kind of what we talk. Well, do they have a more of a leg to stand on? Because I was going to say it's kind of like what we talked about with Memphis Grizzlies on Sunday, running your mouth, saying but since
they do to a certain extent because they beat them last year at Arrowhead, and they beat them this year at Arrowhead too, if I'm not mistaken.
They did,
yeah. So you know what I mean. They've done it before, and so. I'm not saying they don't have a right to.
Actually, they beat them this year in Cincy. They beat them twice at Arrowhead.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Twice at Arrowhead last
year. Yeah. Okay. So they beat them. But my thing is, I just don't want to give them any bulletin board material, even though you've earned that right based off the last matchups. You know what I mean? Just save it for after you beat them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. So looking at these games, Eagles 49ers.
I changed my pick on this for
Okay.
selfish reasons. It might not be much, but look like Sean Payton gonna be with the Broncos. And the Broncos have the 49ers first round pick in this upcoming draft. So I want the Eagles to win so the Saints can move up a few spots in the draft. Potentially.
Gotcha.
So I said 49ers Chiefs in the Super Bowl at the beginning of the playoffs. I'm switched to Eagles and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But
yeah. I think I'm going with Eagles. Purdy looked like a rookie last week.
Yep. It was only a matter of time.
Dallas started getting to him, and the Eagles got a better defense than
Bingo.
Dallas.
Much better D line, especially. I know Parsons is, what I mean, but the Eagles got multiple guys. It ain't just one. They got Reddick and Graham and Fletcher. No, they got a bunch of guys. But my bad. Go ahead, bro.
No, you're good. I was looking at.
You got company?
Yeah. Yeah. What's your name, man? Looking for a book you haven't read. What about that one? That one right there on the box. You may have read it, but I don't know. You see it in the corner. Go ahead and just take that one. All right, it's two of them. Take both of them. Okay, well, I mean, got options. My thing with all my books. I have no idea. You have to ask your mama. But my bad. But no, I'm just saying, like, I really do think. Hey, David Irwin said you don't know math. He ain't fooling with us tonight, every day. He got his mama told he got to read that book. He ain't too happy. But my whole thing was the Eagles are a better Dallas, way better Dallas. I think the game's going.
I like the way you put that. That's interesting.
I think I was gonna say the Dallas. I think the Eagles. This game's going to be a low scoring game. The over under is 46. I think that under gonna hit. But
me too.
I think Eagles still win by 2 touchdowns.
Ooh.
Or double digits. I'll put it like that. I think they can win by 10 to 14.
So what you calling? Like 31-17? No, that'll put it over.
That'll put it over.
So
I'm thinking something like
28-17, 28-14.
24-14.
24-14. Okay. Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. I agree with you on the Purdy
Eagles will
thing.
score 17 in the first half. I know that's getting what you call it, but they are excellent first half team and slow down in the second.
Yeah, scripted plays. Yeah, them scripted plays. Hey, baby. But yeah, I'm with you on that. 20. I was gonna say like 27-13. So yeah, we kind of right. 27-17, somewhere up in there, right in that same kind of range.
Yeah. And I see a lot of people in here saying like Jason Brumfield said he thinks it's going to be closer. He says 14-17. Which way? Chris says 24-20 49ers.
I can see it, but the other way, the score to flip though.
Yeah.
Eagles 24-20. The only way that happens to me is if the defense gets the score somehow.
I get what you're saying. I don't see like Hurts throwing an interception.
Nah, probably not. But like, fumble, kickoff, fumble.
I can see
what I'm saying, something like that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's going to be the mistakes that the 49ers made last game. They can't make them this week. Ray McLeod fumbling can't happen.
Yeah.
I just
Purdy got to play like he did in the second half in the all game.
Yes. Christian McCaffrey is going to have a good game or a decent game.
Yeah, he banged up a little bit though.
I don't know if he's banged up. Debo. Debo has got to be, or Debo ain't really had to be the Debo that he was the last few years because they got Christian McCaffrey, but it does allow him to, you know what I'm saying, be fresher and stuff. I just still think that Purdy is going to be the key, man. That pressure on Purdy. So,
Yeah.
what's good, Chuck? Chuck checking in from Monroe. Yeah, Jason Prophet, you think points are hard to come by. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That under.
Yeah, McCaffrey ain't practice.
Oh, okay. So he, all right, yeah. There you go.
Neither him nor Eli Mitchell practice.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's why I think that offense from San Francisco could be slowed down a little bit.
Completely agree. That's your 2:00 game. Bruised calf for Christian. Appreciate you, Josh. Dave said if Clark can't get to Joe, the Chiefs gonna have a serious problem. Let's go though.
I agree.
5:30 or 4:30 game. No, it's 5:30. 5:30 game. Bengals at the Chiefs. Chiefs don't have. I mean, the Bengals don't have a problem playing in Kansas. The Bengals actually don't have a problem playing away from home. Period. They are on an 11-game win streak, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, this is
See, my thing with this is I don't think Kansas City is built to beat the Bengals. I think Kansas City is built to beat the Bills. As far as if you look at their corners, you know what I mean, they don't have big physical corners. I mean, Snead is, but other than that, they really don't have like to match up with a T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. You know what I mean? They got guys that can match up with a Gabe Davis and Stephon. You know what I'm saying? So
here's the thing, crazy thing about it. It's not even T. Higgins. I mean, trust me, T. Higgins and Chase, they gonna eat. They gonna do that thing.
Yeah, but Tyler Boyd will kill you.
Hurst.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that guy.
Hurst is Hurst. And then when they rotate in Taylor Irwin, Steve Irwin nephew.
And see, then it's like, yeah, I know they didn't, but that's who they're, you know what I mean, like that, because Kansas City, I mean, because Buffalo is built to beat the Chiefs, not the Bengals. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Bengals are giving all these top teams a problem, because they got big physical receivers and they got a big smash mouth running back in the back that, you know what I'm saying, that they can lean on too, which the other two teams really don't have. So they're built totally different from the other two high-powered offenses in the AFC. So that's why they give teams such a, you know what I'm saying, such a problem. I think, I'm going Patrick Mahomes.
He came back and got that book. Anyway, you said you're going with Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, I picked him before the playoffs. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm not feeling confident in it, but I can't change my Super Bowl pick completely.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so since I changed one for selfish reasons, I'm gonna stick to this one, even though I feel like this one is less likely to happen than the other.
So Patrick Mahomes, we know was diagnosed high ankle sprain.
He didn't look like it.
He was walking, no boot or anything, no limp or anything at the press conference the other day. A lot of people asking, was this a ruse and stuff? Vegas numbers have gone up and down. I told you Mahomes was going to be back before the season.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I have no idea what he's talking about. Because he only got hurt last week.
Yeah, right? I don't know. But that's a good point that David made.
He said, I ain't picking against Joe until he actually lose to Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
So I'm going to take one of the biggest surprises for me. Last year, the Bengals defense surprised me. They stepped up and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I honestly thought maybe it was a fluke. Maybe the defense got hot. This year, the defense has looked good pretty much all season. They have had some games where they hadn't looked as good. But honestly, they have given everybody trouble. Everybody. So I
Yeah.
don't know. Even
I do
Eli
gotta
Apple had some moments last week.
yeah,
I'm like,
don't even get
dang.
me started. I do gotta say this though. Like what Patrick Mahomes is doing is like incredible, but nobody's talking about it. He's been a starter for 5 seasons and he's made 5 conference championship games.
Mm.
Like it's and I know we finna talk about MVP and all that in a second, but just like, and I know he's a finalist, but whenever we talked about MVP candidate, during the season, he never gets mentioned. And so it's like it's almost expected of him to do this. You know what I'm saying? So whenever it happens, it's not really looked at as an accomplishment. But like he owns some stuff that we hadn't seen since Brady. Like I'm not comparing him to Brady
Yeah,
by any
I
means,
get what
but
you're saying, Brady. Yeah,
just that sustained level of high play year in and year
I was
out.
gonna say Jim Kelly.
Stop it.
4 years in a row.
Yeah, but he ain't made the Super Bowl 4 years in a row. He's only made the
He
conference
did.
championship
Oh
5.
yeah,
I'm
he's only
saying
been to the conference
Mahomes,
championship. But
yeah.
yeah. But
But yeah,
yeah,
I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's fair. Except Mahomes won one. But yeah, that's fair.
yeah,
It's on that same level.
yeah. So I don't know. Chris said saying y'all was talking about the Raiders, Chargers, Bills, and Ravens. LOL. I believe I said the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Saints. Definitely was wrong about part of that.
Yeah, I did. I picked Baltimore and the Saints. So yeah, I was wrong. But Lamar Jackson got hurt, and I'm pretty sure I picked the Chiefs to win the division.
Yeah,
Sure
Lamar ain't played but 6 games the whole season.
Here we go with this thing.
But nah, man. Yeah. So, but yeah, that it is remarkable. You know what I'm saying, what he's done. Another person who doesn't get the credit he deserves, Andy Reid. This is like the second time Andy Reid has taken a team in a whole different division, taking them to at what 4 more conference championships and a Super Bowl on top of that. So Andy Reid.
And while we're talking about coaches, like how important is the relationship? Well, not even a relationship. How important is it having the right quarterback? Zach Taylor was looked at as he about to get fired in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow come along, and now you probably about to make 2 Super Bowls back-to-back years. And nobody, if you was talking about firing Zach Taylor now, people gonna look at you like you're crazy. But the only thing that happened was he got the right quarterback. So how many, you know what I'm saying, coaches out there didn't have the right quarterback and actually would have been great coaches, but they just didn't have the right people.
So I don't want to get too religious on people, but God does things, saying things happen for a reason.
That's very true. But
Joe Burrow comes in, and you saw a difference in Cincinnati immediately, but they just weren't winning. Unfortunately, he tore his ACL, hurt because of, an injury against Washington. They falter and fall to what, top 4 pick or something like that. 5, if I'm not saying, 5. Fall to the number 5 pick. A lot of people say that offensive line needs to
draft
Penei Sewell. Joe Burrow's like, give me Jamar. They listen to Joe. They get Jamar. They go to the Super Bowl.
So check this out. Since we talking about draft,
and almost win it. Let me put it like this: they are literally 2 seconds away from winning that Super Bowl if he had no time to throw.
Yeah, half a second away. Honestly. So let's talk about this since we on this draft and Jamar Chase. Did you see the comments by Buffalo's general manager?
Yes, I did. You want me to read? Because I actually have it. I want to get the exact quote because I have the cut out portion of that. But let me get the exact quote. I did see that.
Because he's been catching a lot of heat. And I just want to know if you feel like it was necessary heat or a little unwarranted.
Yeah, it was an unnecessary comment.
True, but I feel like there was some merit in a sense to what he was saying. But it goes back to like the wording and the tone, you know what I'm saying, and all of that of how you say things.
So here's the hold on, because here's the quote. This was in reference to talking about the Bengals. He said they have a good team. Being said, they right now are on the advantage of a rookie quarterback contract. They had some lean years without having to get much into their build. I don't want to suck bad enough to have to get Jamar Chase. He's a heck of a talent. I would love to have him, but you got to go through some lean years to do that. Here's the problem I have with that. First of all, it sounds like you don't know how to do your job. Reason I say that, Buffalo went through some lean years themselves. That's how they got Josh Allen. They also had the pick that could have the same year to get Patrick Mahomes. They traded that to Kansas City and moved back, and I forget who they picked up then. So, I get it. They're not on rookie deal. He said something also about, and I missed
Mahomes
it.
Mahomes not on the rookie deal though.
No. I'm saying, but he would have had Mahomes on his squad on his team.
I got you.
Yeah. He said something about we having to pay a heck of a lot of money to Stephon Diggs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes, that's true. Kansas City. I'm not Kansas City. There is some truth in that. Cincinnati does have an advantage of. Yeah. Joe is on a rookie deal. Jamar is on a rookie deal. T is on a rookie deal. Mm-hmm. You still, at the end of the day, have to be able to evaluate talent and get that talent. Buffalo has not been what we are seeing now for a long time. Literally the last 3-4 years, because if I'm not mistaken, Josh Allen's second year, they played in the playoff against Houston. They got up big, and then Houston came back and beat them.
Deshaun Watson came back and beat them.
Right. So Houston not long ago was in that struggle and not up to, say they were in their quote unquote lean years. So this sounds like I get what he's saying, and there is some truth to the whole, about the cap and stuff like that. But it sounds like he's making excuses. He's, saying he's bitter, and they got whooped.
Yeah, I think it comes off that way, but there's a lot of truth in everything he said. Mm-hmm. If you look at the 3 of the 4 teams that's in the Final Four, they all got quarterbacks on rookie deals. Even if you take Brock Purdy off, San Francisco still has Trey Lance on a rookie deal, who was supposed to be the starting quarterback for the season. So it's always been common knowledge, I guess you could say, in the NFL that your best chance to win a Super Bowl is when you have a stud quarterback on a rookie deal. Seattle with Russell Westbrook, Mahomes, and you know what I'm saying?
Russell Wilson.
I mean, yeah, I said Westbrook, my bad. Russell Wilson in Seattle, Mahomes in Kansas City, Joe Burrow and them right now. That's your best chance. Even when Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl with the Rams, your best chance is when you got a quarterback on a rookie deal. So there's a lot of truth in that. My problem is you haven't drafted well, Buffalo. Bingo. Your offensive line hasn't improved since you got Josh Allen. Your running game has improved since you got Josh Allen. And you're spending picks on people like Von Miller because you can't draft well and develop well. So some of that is on you, although there is truth in the fact that other teams are somewhat at an advantage because they have quarterbacks on rookie deals. Another thing is about the Jamar Chase thing. I'm not going to say you got to have a bunch of lean years to get a Jamar Chase. You just need one lean year to get a Jamar. He's one player. So Cincinnati had multiple lean years, but the only reason they had a lean year to be able to get Jamar Chase is because of what you said. Joe Burrow got hurt. If Joe Burrow doesn't tear his ACL, they don't have Jamar Chase.
No.
So I feel like, in a way, he has some truth to it, but at the same time, it comes off as bitter because you just lost to him. You're not congratulating them. You're saying, oh, well, the only reason they was able to do it is because of this. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, when you had Josh Allen on a rookie deal, why you ain't make the Super Bowl?
So, ironically, if they didn't get Jamar Chase, they would have got Terrace Marshall. I feel it in my bones.
Probably so.
But back to this game, the game at hand. That's Patrick Mahomes eating on a rookie deal, but they structure his deal so well to where they could, work
That's
around
another
it.
thing. Their offer, there's a little different because they got rid of Tyreek Hill, so they don't pay any of their. I mean Kelsey, but they don't really pay any of their weapons big money. Kelsey's a tight end, so he's not making 30 million. You know what I'm saying? He's not making big money. He's making big tight end money, but it's not big in the sense
actually,
of
Jason Brumfield, I forgot all about it. He says because overtime rules didn't change yet. That's why. Actually, they changed.
Shouldn't have changed.
Here's the thing: they changed the overtime rules, but when you get beat by 17 at home.
Like that, I don't care about the overtime rule. Overtime rules have been the same for the history of the NFL for forever. You can't say that, Josh. You can't say that, Jason. You want to know why? Because Saints fans don't kill me for this. Because in 2019, after the no call, the Saints got the ball first in overtime.
Yeah, they did nothing with it.
So you can't say just because he gets the ball first that he makes the Super Bowl. He didn't. They didn't get a stop. They haven't made the Super Bowl. So some of that's got to be on Brandon Beane as the general manager for his lack of talent evaluation and lack of draft success.
It sounds like a lot of people just got issues with the Bengals and their I guess can we say meteoric rise?
Yeah,
that's my big word for tonight. Meteoric.
But some of it is kind of self-imposed though, thanks to people like Eli Apple.
Yeah. That's true. For this game, Chiefs.
Andrew Martin, valid point, bro. Valid point.
Andrew Martin says Bills would have made a Super Bowl if they played defense for 13 seconds.
Valid point. But overtime,
Defense.
Bills fans crying about overtime,
Yeah. What you got for this game though? Score prediction.
Oh man.
So I'm gonna give a hint.
31.
The over under is 47. The Chiefs have won by double digits.
47.
Yeah, it's 47. The Chiefs have, the Bengals have won by double digits each playoff game and still have not hit the over.
47.
Oh, I take that back. They did not win by double digits against
the Ravens. Yeah.
But
that one was over 47. I think it was 27-20.
24-17.
Okay. 47, man. It's gonna be more points scored than that. I think so? Over. I'm taking the over, man.
I'm gonna still take the under. The last 3 games between these two teams, if I'm not mistaken, 24-21, 24-20, and I think it was like this year was let me go look and see what the score, because they beat them pretty handily this year.
I'm going 31-27.
27-24. So they still hadn't hit,
That's that would have hit the over.
That would have hit the over. Yeah.
I'm going 31-28.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
Give me 27-20 Bengals. Chiefs may what's called Mahomes throws 2 picks in this game.
2.
2.
Wow. Arch Manning ranks number 1 on the final on 3 consensus.
What a waste of breath. Chris says if you go in a scoring match with Mahomes, you're gonna lose. What's been the scores the last 3 times that these teams have played? Chris, and he says who you think Mahomes is. The same MFer that's been thrown 2 picks in the last few times that they played too.
I don't know, man.
I'm not just going off of, I think he's going to throw. No, I'm looking at what he's done this season, what he's done the last few times they played each other.
Sooner or later, that's going to change.
Chris, it's going to change. And I'm not saying that just because it's happened, it's not going to call it. But what I am saying is, whether that ankle is bad or not, it is affected.
I got a stat for you though. The Chiefs are undefeated when Mahomes throws 90% of his passes from the pocket.
He gonna have to get out the pocket though.
Maybe not.
The pocket is going to collapse on him.
But if he can get the ball out of his hands quick, he don't got to get out the pocket. And it ain't like Cincinnati got great corners.
They ain't got to be great.
Who is overrated?
Chuck says, I think Chuck is saying Mahomes.
No,
he's talking about Arch.
Okay.
Arch.
Boy, I was about to say Chuck now. You my boy now, but don't do that one now. Yeah.
Yeah. He Jason Brumfield says it's kind of like when Peyton finally beat Brady.
But yeah, it's coming sooner or later, bro.
It's coming. It's coming. It won't be Sunday. It's coming though.
It's gonna be Sunday, bro. I hate to tell you, but it's gonna be Sunday.
In the great words of myself, the hell you say.
I'm telling you. Then Mahomes gonna win that MVP.
Yeah, let's go. Let's move on. Let's talk about it. MVP finalists. You got Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson, Patrick Mahomes. I said at first, you know what I'm saying, let's do a breakdown of each. We ain't gotta do all that.
Who you pick?
Who I think should win it and who's going to win. I think Jalen Hurts should win it.
Interesting.
Missing those last 3 games hurts him.
Very interesting. Okay.
I think he should win it.
So you got
Patrick Mahomes is going to win it.
My boy. That's who should win it. Not Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts added an all-pro receiver. That, of course, he should look better. Patrick Mahomes lost an all-pro receiver, and he still looked just as good as he did without him.
But I mean, it's not like he lost him and got slouched. He did get Juju. I mean, they're not necessarily the same player, but it's not like he just dropped off. It's not like
Jalen Hurts got 2 receivers better than Juju.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
And Kansas City is not like, again, I'm not saying he dropped. I'm not saying he got prime Julio over there, he didn't even
get a Pro Bowler back. You get what I'm saying? Like Juju's solid, but come on, man. Come on, man. Juju is number 2.
Biggest disappointment on this list is Josh Allen.
Facts.
He had every reason to be MVP.
It should have been the MVP. Going into the season, it should have been his.
One of the biggest surprises on this list is Justin Jefferson. If he had a better quarterback, he would be the front runner. The numbers he put up this season,
I think it's just amazing that he's even considered in the conversation. I don't even like.
I'm so tired of Fat Thug.
He probably could. Chris. I mean,
he said,
honestly,
Mahomes is on another planet than everybody. He can win it every year if he wanted to. Give it to him.
It's just like LeBron in the NBA with the MVP. They could give it to LeBron every year for 10 years straight if they wanted.
Speaking of, I know we'll talk some NBA later.
We ain't talking about
I just want to say this.
No,
I want to say this because you know what I'm saying this is
real quick.
You can try it. Since turning 38, LeBron has averaged 35 points a game.
Yeah, he on the HGH.
Listen, I was joking when I said about old man strength.
They ain't drug tested him, but they drug tested Ja 13 times this year. They need to drug test LeBron.
Trust me, they're gonna drug test him.
They need to. That man on something. Gotta be.
That man is a physical specimen. But anyway, Chris talking about. Stop I know we ain't. But he's talking about.
I know you
Mahomes.
don't watch basketball. That's what happened. I know you don't.
He watch all the food commercials though, but on basketball. But he talk about Mahomes and he on a whole nother planet and everything else. Think the 3 of these other quarterbacks on it, or 2 of these other quarterbacks on this list have beaten Mahomes this year. Mahomes is 0-2 0-2, about to be 0-3 against these quarterbacks.
That's cool, but win head-to-head wins is not a quarterback stat.
I know, but it's always thrown out there because it's always compared about, oh, well, he did this, he did
But
that.
what are the numbers in those games? I mean, that's really what you should be. That's what you should compare.
Let me look
Like,
at
what did Mahomes numbers versus Josh Allen look like? What did Mahomes numbers versus Joe Burrow look like? I think that's what we should be looking at. Not, oh, he beat him, because you can argue Mahomes got the worst defense and the worst weapons out of all of them.
Against Kansas City, against the Bengals, he was 16-27, 223, and a touchdown. Not bad. Joe Burrow was 25-31 for 286, 2 touchdowns.
Joe Burrow was better.
Let me pull up the Buffalo game. And I will say this. Mahomes, MVP, but this has not been necessarily his best year.
I agree, but his best year, he didn't win MVP.
All right, against Buffalo, Josh Allen was 27-40, 329, 3 touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes was 25-40 for 338, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
That's fair. But one was the number 1 seed.
Say what?
One of them was the number 1 seed.
Not at that time. They had the same record.
No, I'm saying, but who finished with the number 1 seed? So, like, head-to-head, he wasn't the best in the head-to-head. Like, you got to look at the whole season.
Buffalo ain't get a chance to get it. Kansas City dropped the ball. They could have got it. They lost to the Baltimore Ravens, if I'm not mistaken. That's what eventually messed them up.
But yeah, so I think, man, it's Mahomes, bro. He did more or less.
Okay.
In my opinion. But
I do want to point out that there are 2 LSU Tigers from the 2019 team on this list.
And one Oklahoma Sooner.
Yeah, exactly. Oklahoma Sooner. Some of y'all will catch on. The offensive player of the year, Justin Jefferson, is also a finalist on this list. You've got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson, Patty Mahomes.
Who you got?
Should be Justin Jefferson, in my opinion. But they're going to get to Patty Mahomes.
I disagree. He's not getting both.
You don't think so?
Nah. That's kind of why they made this award. This award goes to the best non-quarterback, usually, generally. And I agree with you. Justin Jefferson should win this award. But because he didn't win the MVP, I think Jalen Hurts wins this award.
Gotcha. Let me ask this question. How long before because we see the intangibles. We see the numbers aren't necessarily far off. How long before Joe Burrow is legitimately considered for these awards?
Right now, I think he finishes second in the MVP race.
Interesting. Okay.
I think he would have been third if Hurts didn't get hurt. But since Hurts got hurt, I think he jumped Hurts.
Gotcha. While we at it, defensive player of the year: Nick Bosa, Chris Jones, Michael Parsons.
Nick Bosa.
Yeah. Yep. He gonna win it. Never mind.
It's gonna be an interesting speech if you gotta give one. Rookie of the year. This the one for me. Brock Purdy, Garrett Wilson.
Why is Brock Purdy on?
Thank you.
Why is Brock Purdy? He literally didn't play till what?
He played 9 games, dog. Like, if you're gonna give it to somebody, you should either give it to your boy Breece Hall, who played in about the same amount of games but led the league in rushing.
Damian.
Chris Olave, who had over 1,000-yard receiving, pretty much the same numbers as Garrett Wilson, who was a finalist, or Damian Pierce. All of them did more this season than Brock Purdy. It's the media who fell in love with that Brock Purdy train. Give it to Garrett Wilson, man. And I can't believe I'm saying that because Chris Olave better than him. But give it to Garrett Wilson.
Or Kenneth Walker. But Garrett Wilson, yeah, I'll give you.
Kenneth Walker got hurt. If he wouldn't have got hurt, I would agree with you. But
all right.
Either one deserve it over Purdy, though. I'll give you that.
So I'm not gonna say it's a runaway with this one, but I think he wins pretty heavily for defensive rookie of the year. Sauce Gardner.
Sauce easily.
Sauce, Aiden Hutchinson, Tariq Woolen.
Sauce easily. I don't even think
Now,
it's close.
now,
This one finna be a good one. Coach of the year.
No, comeback player of the
Comeback.
year is next. But now I was gonna say for defensive rookie of the year, imagine if they had started James Houston.
Yeah. Big facts. Big facts.
But comeback player of the year, you got Saquon, Christian McCaffrey, Geno Smith.
Saquon.
Give me Geno.
What did he? My question: what did Geno come back from? Being benched?
What
Like,
did Saquon come back from? He wasn't injured, was he?
yes, he was. He
Was
got
he?
hurt last year. Yeah.
Maybe he should get one for just staying healthy this year. And Christian McCaffrey, hell, playing more than never mind. Yeah. All right, coach of the year. You got Dayball, Sean McDermott, Doug Peterson, Kyle Shanahan, Nick Serrano.
Why is McDermott on this list? Is it because of the DeMar Hamlin thing?
I think it's just because the Bills were in contention. I don't know. That
Because
makes
he underachieved. Honestly, if you ask me.
I would say Doug Peterson, Dayball, Sirianni.
I can make the argument for anybody except McDermott, but I'm going to say Doug Peterson deserves it because he did something that's never been done before. Went from first pick in the draft to winning a playoff game the following season.
They had the first pick last year. They did because they got Javon Walker.
Yeah,
wow,
that's never been done before.
Yeah.
That's Doug Peterson should get. But I will say this: Dayball, what he did with the Giants was very impressive, turning Daniel Jones around like that. And Shanahan winning with 3 different quarterbacks was also impressive, especially Mr. Irrelevant. But going from the number 1 pick to winning your division and winning the playoff game, that should get you coach of the
year. Yeah. AP assistant coach of the year. I'm gonna read the names.
I already know who they are.
Ben Johnson, D'Amico Ryans, Shane Steichen.
Yeah, from the Eagles.
Yeah, D'Amico Ryans. Easy.
I disagree.
Go ahead.
Give me the Johnson from the Lions.
Okay.
Nobody thought that the Detroit Lions was going to be doing nothing under Jared Goff this year. They signed DJ Chark, but, they put up numbers offensively this year. Stop it, Chris. They put up numbers offensively this year with Jared Goff and not that many weapons around. They got weapons, but not when you look at some of these other teams, like the weapons that they got to that caliber. They got Amon St. Brown. They got DJ Chark. They got Williams and Swift, the running back. But Swift was hurt a lot this year. And they didn't have their number 1 pick for more than half of the season. I know they didn't make the playoffs and all that. And D'Amico Ryans probably should be a head coach. But as far as doing more with less, I got to give it to Johnson.
I got a stat for you for D'Amico Ryans. And I think I could be wrong on part of this, but if I'm not mistaken, with D'Amico Ryans, every team they played the next week, that team lost. Outside of Kansas City.
How is that a D'Amico Ryans? Like
the defense, everybody who played that defense. I guess you could say, I get it, but yeah.
How you know it wasn't because they played Shanahan's offense?
Oh, okay. I give you that.
You see what I'm saying? Like I don't really know.
I don't give you that, but okay. It was that defense. The defense literally held pretty much every team to a season low.
Yeah, that's cool. But who did they play this year too?
Okay, let me pull it up. Pull it back up.
Cause look who Brock Purdy beat. He ain't really beat nobody until Dallas. Unless you count Seattle. Technically they made the playoffs, I guess. The Cardinals wasn't good. The Rams wasn't good. The Saints wasn't good. I know he beat all 3 of them.
Okay. So, Bears, Seahawks, Broncos, Rams, Panthers, Falcons, Chiefs.
Rams, I give Chiefs.
Chiefs. They lost. The Chiefs actually scored 44 on them, so I can't. But Rams, Chargers, Saints, Dolphins, Bucks, Seahawks, Commanders, Raiders, Cardinals. So I get what you're saying, but
I mean, they are NFL
You
teams.
can only,
I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, that's
you
true.
can only play who on your schedule.
I think part of it was the fact that they even the team that made the playoffs in their division, Seattle, wasn't great offensively, and the rest of their division was terrible. And they played the NFC South, which was a terrible conference. I mean, the terrible division. You know what I mean? So they played the Bears, which is a terrible team. So I mean, part of that was the teams that they played, but I don't think D'Amico, like, I'm not trying to bash D'Amico or shade him at all. Like, he should be a head coach. He's a great defensive coordinator, probably the best DC in the league right now. But I just feel like the boy from Detroit it's not expected for Detroit to be that good offensively. You get what I'm saying?
I can give you that. I can give you that. I can concede that point. So, all right. Speaking of head coaches, the Panthers hired Frank Reich, former Indianapolis coach.
Mistake.
So
they should have hired Steve Wilkes.
I got a problem with this hire, Frank Reich. Not saying Frank Reich's a bad coach. Steve Wilkes proved it with the roster you have.
I say this. I don't know if Frank Reich a good coach. You know why Frank Reich got the job in Indianapolis? Because Josh McDaniels pulled that stunt on the Colts like he was finna go there and didn't go there. So, and he wasn't great when he had when he was the Colts head coach. And then, like you say, Steve Wilkes proved that he can win with the Panthers. I mean, he had them a game out of the division. I mean, it was a terrible division, but still. When he took over that team, nobody thought they was finna play for nothing. But I don't like that hire, bro. But
yeah, I don't.
I don't like it for multiple reasons. But
it's several. I'm gonna say it's the NFL has once again proven that when you're a black head coach and you can do everything and prove that you can get the job done, and they'll still snatch it from you and say, "Nah, we're gonna go with somebody else."
Because you got twice as much.
And Frank Reich is getting another shot, and as you said, he hasn't proven anything.
Yep.
But here we go.
That's not the only reason I don't like it, but I didn't like them hiring the head coach before the Sean Payton situation got resolved, because that take a team out the running for Sean Payton now. Like, Carolina was considered, one of the destinations for Sean Payton. So if it is Denver, that he's going to end up going to, that's one less team they got to bid against. So that's less compensation that the Saints going to get. So I just wish that Sean Payton would have been the first domino to fall, but looking like he might be one of the last.
Yeah. I don't even know if I'm going to ask that question.
I know what you're talking about, but I say this. Why hasn't Sean Payton gotten a job yet?
Yeah. Did he interview with somebody?
He interviewed a lot of people. He interviewed with Denver, the Cardinals, the Texans, and the Panthers. He interviewed with the Cardinals today. He talked with the Broncos multiple times, and apparently they said that they was finna hire him. Yesterday, the report came out from Dove Kleiman, I think is his name, that the Broncos had decided that Sean Payton was gonna be their coach. That he talked to the owner, and Russell Wilson told the owners that he want him. So I don't know. I mean, I was kind of surprised when the Cardinals thing came out today that he was meeting with them. But there was the report of a special or secret team being in the mix. I don't know if the Cardinals will be that secret team, but maybe the Colts, they still ain't got a coach. But so I don't know, man. I just wish would be resolved before teams start filling these vacancies, and we don't end up getting nothing but like a second round pick for Sean.
Where it's looking, the Saints gonna mess around, and Sean Payton gonna stay retired till his contract run out. Saints ain't gonna nothing for him, and then he'll come back and coach for somebody else.
And that's the thing. The longer he sits out, the less you get for
him. Andrew Bourne said in Wright's defense, he had a different starting quarterback every season. You can't build anything consistent when the quarterback position is a revolving door. Management did him no favor.
They brought in Carson Wentz for him. Because he was on the Eagles. He was the Eagles quarterback coach the year that they went to the Super Bowl when they with Andy Reid, not Andy Reid, with Doug Peterson and them, and he was the one who was supposedly best, like had the best relationship with Carson Wentz, and that's one reason why they got Carson Wentz. So part of that is all right that he had terrible quarterbacks every year.
Tyler says kind of what I said. He don't think he takes any job. He's gonna wait till his contract expires.
Well, I think part of it was he thought that the Chargers job was gonna be open this year. Or he thought the Dallas job was, I feel like he thought that there was going to be people who got fired that didn't get fired.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on a little bit of LSU. So apparently there was a clerical error. And
I want to be petty. So
I'm about to be. There was a clerical error and LSU overpaid Brian Kelly by $1 million. So I guess HBCUs ain't the only ones that mismanage money.
Bingo.
But anyway.
Oh boy.
All right. But question is asked.
I don't know. First of all, how did you make this mistake?
Bro,
you pick somebody twice. And not only twice, you do it in consecutive months.
And don't realize. Zay so he bet Kelly. I bet Kelly knew and ain't say ish. I say this. He probably he got.
Knew.
I'm saying he got the kind of money that what I'm saying. He's like, what I'm saying, when paychecks hit, he may not necessarily notice it, but in his defense, he did make $1 million donation back to the school. I wonder if that was
boy, you donated that money back to them. Boy, you funny.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. That's some bad oversight. But I just want to say this. You see how it got audited and it got caught?
Yep.
So all those HBCUs mismanaged money stuff. You see how when you audit stuff, it gets caught?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. If your job overpaid you by $1 million, what are you doing first?
All right, so we kind of talked about this a little bit before. I had a situation. Well, my job believed that they overpaid me. I believed that I got paid, correctly. But because they believed that they overpaid me, they did what any job would do, and they took their money back at their next paycheck. So if my job paid me $1 million, I'm gonna try to spend that before and quit. I'm quitting, like straight up quitting, bro. You're gonna have to come find me, man. Like you're not gonna be able to get that back. Nah, bro. I'm gone, bro. You're gonna have to look for me.
First of all, if my job overpaid me by $1 million, I'm writing them a letter and let them know I'm glad y'all finally see my worth. Thank you for giving me what I've been telling y'all I deserved all this time. And yeah.
Man, I'm quitting. They're gonna have to come find me, bro.
Yeah, it did. Tyler said he thinks it had something to do with his LLC. It did. Yeah. Adam said, "What happens in Monopoly when there's a bank error?" Shoot, I don't know. Dylan be cheating.
The game over. That's what happened.
Dylan be. Hey, he would cheat. We played Life again today. That boy be cheating.
Hey, that game Monopoly is too long for there to be a bank error and y'all try to rectify that situation. You just got to quit the game.
Ain't nobody doing no audits.
Day. You got to play again another day.
Yeah. So,
$1 million, man. That's crazy.
Let me see. My bank account say $1 million. Transfer.
Transfer. I'm telling you, I'm gonna transfer jobs on them too. You're gonna have to come find me.
I'm going to the ATM.
I'm finna be living out there in the 251 with Pooh.
Hey, come on, withdrawals.
You hear me?
Mm-hmm. Hey, the women's basketball team. They took a visit to Angola Prison. Spoke with some of the, just heard some of the stories of some of the inmates and stuff. Angel Reese spoke about it. Basically said that it was something that she really wanted to learn, you know what I'm saying, get, you know, after she saw like Maya Moore and how Maya Moore met with her, who eventually became her husband, and helped him get free. She said she always kind of wanted to do that and stuff. But they said that they were in there kind of teaching the jailers how, the inmates how to shoot jump shots and with great form. But man, what do you think about like outreach like that?
Man, it's dope. Honestly, I've been to Angola before, on a little field trip or whatever, and we got to, like, hear from some of the inmates and them just kind of tell their story and kind of how they ended up where they was at. And it's, in a way, it's humbling, you know what I mean? Because you realize that you one bad decision away from being right where they at, and at the same time, it kind of refocuses you on the important things in life, you know what I mean? And for them being athletes and stuff like that, just you know how quick all that could be lost and what they playing for and how important the teammates and all that kind of stuff is. So it do right here, man.
I just
but like it's honestly it's an eye-opening experience. It's very humbling, and I know it's, to be in their position, you know what I'm saying, where they looked at as like celebrities almost in a sense, especially Angel Reese and Flage. You know what I'm saying? For them to kind of to be like brought back down to earth a little bit by these, you know, inmate situation, I think that's pretty cool.
Let me find out you was on Scared Straight. But nah. I
did eat lunch in Death Row, like camp or whatever in Angola. They got some of the best food in the world, dog.
I got bad, man. They yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna lie. They give you sugar water though. That's the only problem I had. Like the Salisbury steak, mashed potatoes, and all that. Fire. Sugar water.
Yeah. So I used to play softball with this church, and one of the outreach programs, they used to go to the locals women's prison and play with the women. So we used to go up there and play and stuff.
Don't tell me they hit a home run off you, bro.
Nah. But man, I was out there and I started getting dehydrated, and they were talking trash. I was talking trash back to the ladies. Man, find out that lady killed her husband. I didn't know how close I was to not being here tonight. Because, you know what I'm saying, she want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, hit it at him. He moving slow. You is slow. Yeah, I was just about to take me out.
Nah, ours wasn't nothing like that though, man. It was pretty cool. But at the time, it was like around Katrina. So they had they had all the women from St. Gabriel housed on Angola too. And so like we was walking back to the tour buses and whatever. It really wasn't a tour, but you know what I'm saying, back to the bus or whatever. And
to your right, you will see
all the women. Not really, but in a way, yeah, it was like that because they had a trustee. They had a trustee on the bus with us. Like that's where the guards live. Because Angola, like a city, bro. The guards live on you know what I'm saying, on the prison ground. So like that's where the guards live. And all
on your left in the stripes, that is where you'll find.
Like they had a football field out there, and one of the dudes was like, "Do y'all be playing the guards?" And the trustee was like, "Man, this ain't the longest show." But anyway, so like the women from St. Gabriel's was like hollering at some of us, like, "Hey, you cute, man, come over here. Let me give you my address." Trying to get some pen pals and stuff,
bro. I'm about to
choke out over there.
Oh man.
Oh,
all right,
man.
Okay. All right. Two future Lady Tigers have been named McDonald's All-American.
Yes, sir.
Of course we know Michaela Williams, and then from the other is
from where?
She from North Louisiana.
318, baby.
And then you also have I'm gonna mess this up.
Aaliyah Del Rosario.
There you go. I was gonna say Del no man. Del Monte. Like the fruit. Like the fruit. But nah, man, they actually are playing on opposite teams though. In the All-American game.
Yeah, they one of a few teams that got two players. At one point, I think all of the recruiting class were McDonald's All-American finalists, but only 2 of them actually were named to the team, which is pretty big, pretty big accomplishment for them too. So shout out to them 2 young ladies. Can't wait to have them in that purple and gold next year.
Kim Mulkey about to build Kentucky.
Do you hear me? Do you?
Calipari,
Calipari, Kentucky. Yeah. But speaking of McDonald's, let's kind of go against what we're talking about for a second. But do you think LeBron James deserved to be a McDonald's All-American?
I do. I think. Well, let me say this. Let me preface it by saying this. A lot of the hype he received early on was because his last name was James. He has completely improved his game over the last, you know what I'm saying? And I do think he is gonna be it. I think Bryce gonna be better, but he gonna be it. So
I agree with everything you said except for the fact that he should have been a McDonald's All-American. I feel like, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm hating on him, but there's only so many McDonald's All-Americans. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at it, like it's the top 20 players in the country. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, I think he right outside of that. I think he like 23, 25. Somewhere in the like. I'm not saying it's a it's a trash a travesty that he made it. You know what I mean? But I just feel like he a little overhyped. But I do think. If you would have told me his freshman year he would be this good, I don't think I would have believed you. He's made tremendous leaps in his game, but I don't like what his daddy said about I can pick up a phone call, I can pick up a phone and get him into any school in the country. Like if you're Bronny, if I know he can, but if you're Bronny, if you're Bronny, you like, dude, shut up, man. Let me go make it. Let me go make it on my own, man. You don't gotta be telling.
Let me ask you this,
because no matter what, like even if like he got 3 schools he's down to, if he go to Ohio State, as soon as he get there, they're gonna say, "Oh, you only here because of your daddy," because you said that. You know what I mean? Like as soon as you open your mouth and say, "I can get him in any school," it automatically diminishes him doing anything on his own. They're gonna automatically say you did it for him.
If I'm LeBron or Bronny, never mind.
Do you go to college?
You have to, or no, he could go G League, or he can go overseas or play a year.
Did you go to college?
Why not?
And it ain't like LeBron could be like, I did it. You got, what I mean, he didn't do
it. Maybe you look at you take the what's the Maker? No, Maker.
Thon Maker. He went G League. I mean, it's a lot of them that go G League nowadays.
I thought he went to Howard for a year.
Oh, he did go to Howard. No, that wasn't Thon Maker. That was McCure Maker. That was his but yeah, one of them did go to Howard.
Yeah,
but I don't know if he's gonna go to HBCU. But like, do you even go to college? Like, but then again, you don't need the money from playing in the G League, and you're gonna get an NIL deal. So I don't know.
I don't know.
I ain't got no problem with him being able to pick up the phone. My boy Dwight say other people use that nepotism all the time. I don't have a problem with.
Who's that? I'm missing that.
David Irvin. My bad. I called him Dwight. But he said other people use that nepotism all the time. Like, I don't have a problem with him using that nepotism.
Oh yeah.
I have a problem with him saying it publicly that he's gonna use that nepotism if he needs to, because now you're diminishing what Bronny's doing. Like no matter what he does, they're gonna say that you did it for it.
Yeah. Does he have more pull than Jordan? Because Jordan show ain't called nobody.
I don't think Jordan. No, that's the difference. And that goes back to what Zay was saying. The difference is Jordan wasn't gonna call.
He ain't called
Jordan
nobody.
Was like, you better make it on your own.
Hey, what you said? Where you going to Central Florida? Enjoy.
No, the oldest boy walked on to Illinois. Walked like your dad ain't even got enough pull to give you a scholarship, my boy. You had to walk on. But that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Jordan didn't care.
Yeah.
LeBron, like Jordan, like, hey, you gonna have to earn your own stuff. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing given to you. LeBron, like, I want to make sure my son succeeds, so I'm gonna do whatever I can.
Yeah. Hey, you know what Jordan said about them kids?
Hey, you seen the video of Chris Paul was trying to get them kids some free shoes?
Yes. And Jordan me by 5 shots. He was playing around, missing shots.
Yeah, missing shot. Chris Paul, like, if he missing, Jordan made 12 in a row.
Them kids was
Like, y'all ain't getting nothing, boy. Y'all ain't earned them shoes.
With them ugly crease jeans. But anyway,
What a shirt tucked in.
Matt McMahon's Tigers maybe getting a little help back. Justice Hill rejoins the team. Doesn't matter.
I mean, I'm gonna answer your question with a question. Can it hurt? Like, at this point, you need anybody.
I'm gonna answer your question.
And everybody.
I'm gonna answer your question that you answered with a question. Do it even matter?
Yes.
I thought you were gonna ask another question. I had one.
And let me ask you a question. At what point is it no longer about this season, but about next season? And like, as far as like building on something, as far as chemistry, camaraderie, and like a winning culture, but also like selling your program to recruits. You just can't go out there and just be like, man, this season over with. You know what I mean?
Is there even more one? No, I was just playing. I was going to ask another question. But yeah, seriously, you have to be thinking about for future seasons at this point.
Yeah.
You still don't know what's going. You may not even be eligible for what's called this year.
And see, I'm at the point now where play everybody. You know what I'm saying? Play all 12, 13. Well, how many you got on that bench? Play all of them. You need to see what you got. You need to see, especially like Reed and some of them young guys. You need to see what you got out of them, man, so you can know if you can count on them going forward, or you know what I mean, or because if you need to make some roster moves and kind of tell somebody, hey, it might be best for both of us if we kind of part ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to see what you got on your roster, and playing 8 guys a game ain't gonna help you do that.
Yeah. Yep. All right. We'll see, man. I hope they get things turned around. But man, guess that's it, man. We get ready to get up out of here. Lady Tigers play again on Monday. They play Tennessee. Men are in the
men play Texas Tech.
Texas Tech Saturday.
Big 12 SEC Challenge.
Any confidence?
Honestly, I'm more confident than I probably would have been a few weeks. Texas Tech ain't been playing that well, so they got a chance, but I'm not going to pick them to win by any means.
Yeah. I feel you. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap. Get up out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back on Sunday. Y'all know what it is.
We'll have a Super Bowl matchup.
We'll talk about that on Sunday. But yeah, like that. We out.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.
Golden Boot!